Hello guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my videos. Here we guys, the best stand tier list in a universal time. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, click off for more. Let's get right to the video, guys. Alright, so we started off with C Moon here. C Moon, in my personal opinion, is going to be going into the A tier. The reason for C Moon going into the A tier is because its abilities are very, very versatile, and they do quite a bit of damage compared to its counterpart MIH, which we'll get onto later on in this video. But for C Moon is definitely A tier because I feel like the damage output it has is very, very good for the current meta. Now, Crystallize, I'm going to be putting into the B tier. Crystallize actually got nerfed. It used to have infinite combos in AUT, but it actually did get nerfed recently, which is why it's going to be going into B tier instead of the other tiers. D4C is going to be our first D tier stand. I feel like D4C is actually very, very bad. The range does not account for the fact that it does almost 0 damage, and its combo potential is almost 0. Dawn's actually going into low A tier. It actually got majorly nerfed, which is why it's not an S tier anymore. It's an A tier now. But after the nerfs, it is still very, very good, which is why it's at the bottom of A. Gaster is so broken. I know a lot of you guys have not fought Gaster yet, simply because Gaster, it's unobtainable right now because the quest doesn't work right. But Gaster is so ridiculously broken. It is disgusting. It has insane damage output, insane combo potential, and the M1s are like almost unavoidable. Golden Experience is going to be going to C tier. I feel like Golden Experience isn't very good as a stand. I almost see nobody use this in actual PvP in this game because Golden Experience is just always something better to use than it. Golden Experience Requiem, on the other hand, I'm going to be putting into low B tier because it is the Requiem version. It does have better abilities because of that. Gojo is going to be going to the bottom of the S tier. Gojo has a bunch of very, very versatile abilities that give it an edge on other stands in the game. Simply because Gojo just has so many different abilities that have so many different effects that if you know how to use Gojo, then you're probably very good at the game. And it is very good as a stand if you are good. Goku's actually going into the middle of the S tier. Goku has a mode that basically makes you avoid any damage. It also has another mode that basically makes it so you can heal HP back up, which is it's very insane because other stands healing is very, very limited, but with Goku you can heal up a ton. It also does a ton of damage if you are in Super Saiyan mode. Now, Key Crypt is actually going into the C tier. Now, Key Crypt is extremely good for farming, but that's about it. I almost never see someone use this for actual PvP because there's almost always something better. The same thing is with Golden Experience, but it is very good for farming, which is why it's going to be above Golden Experience. Actually, I'm going to be putting it into low B tier because I feel like the abilities kind of carry it. King Crimson Requiem is going to be going below King Crimson. It has a bunch of very, very special abilities, but it doesn't have the exact same abilities as King Crimson. But it does have an ability where you can attach your stand to someone no matter where they run. But I do feel like it's worse than King Crimson because it doesn't have some of the abilities that King Crimson has. Killer Queen is going to be going to C tier, the bottom of C tier actually, because I feel like the explosions can actually hurt you if you're not careful. And it doesn't do that much damage, but Bites the Dust is actually very good to hit. But it's very difficult to actually hit it in a fight. MIH is actually going into D tier. I feel like MIH is actually very bad. The people I fought using MIH were either bad or MIH is just bad. I don't know which, but from my personal experience, MIH just has not performed like it should. Nocturnus is going to be going to low A tier. I feel like Nocturnus just gets overshadowed by the Other-the-World variations, but Nocturnus still is very, very good, and you can get it if you want it, because it looks cool. Nuclear Star is actually going to be going below Crystallize. I feel like it is a worse version of Crystallize, because Crystallize, I feel like the crystals are actually easier to hit than Nuclear Star's abilities. The Omnitrix is going to be going to the top of A tier. Now, the reason for this is because Omnitrix, you can basically make it so you have no cooldowns on any of your abilities, and the abilities that Omnitrix has are good, and is a very, very basic stand to use as well. Planet Shaper is actually going into the top of the B tier. Planet Shaper is going to be going into the B tier because the abilities don't work sometimes, and if the abilities don't work sometimes, it's not very reliable. Reaper is going to be going into the top of the A tier. This is because Reaper did get an M1 nerf, so the M1 combo is not nearly as good as it used to be, and it just so happens that the old M1 combo was kind of what carried Reaper, but it still is very, very good. Sakura is going to be going into S tier. I'm going to put it to the bottom of S tier. It is the most spammy stand in the entire game, and you can spam it to win in most cases. Now, Sans, in my personal opinion, I feel like Sans or Sans, whatever you guys want to say it, I don't feel like it's very good. I'm going to putting it to B tier. I feel like it's better than all of these, but you die in one hit with it. I feel like the stamina bar, maybe if you're good with it, it's a little bit different, but I feel like it's very, very difficult to fight people that have time stop. Shadow Dio is actually going into S tier. I'm going to put it to the bottom of S tier. Shadow Dio is actually going to be the only arrow stand in S tier because Shadow Dio is just so broken. It's unbelievable. It's actually better than some of the other variants as well. Now, Soul is going to be going to the top of the A tier. Soul actually loses the time stop ability, which is one of the best abilities of Star Platinum. But with the loss of the time stop ability, you get range barrages. Now, I'm actually going to put it to S tier. I'm going to put Shadow Dio to the top of A tier. I feel like Soul is definitely S tier. The range barrages are very, very nice if you're very good at using them. Star Platinum Requiem, I feel like this just isn't that good, but it can be good if you use it right. So I'm going to put it into the middle of A tier. I feel like Star Platinum Requiem, it has a bunch of ranged abilities, but the cooldowns are extremely long. So if you miss something, you're basically screwed. Now, Standless, I'm actually going to be putting Standless in A tier below Star Platinum Requiem. Standless is actually very good, and if you cannot get a good stand, you can literally just use Standless, and it's better than using some of the stands in the game. Normal Star Platinum's actually going into S tier. They actually buffed the Starfinger ability, so now you can actually do insane combos now, and it's going to be below Gojo in S tier. This is a very, very insane combo stand now, and if you guys actually use this in competitive or ranked or whatever you guys want to call it, it is very, very good for combos because of that Starfinger. You can basically do, I would say you could do about 70-80% damage in one combo if you know how to aim a little bit. Star Platinum the World is actually going to the I'll put it to the top of A tier. I feel like Star Platinum the World is actually worse than Star Platinum because you lose a lot of the special abilities that Star Platinum actually has. But you do gain a beatdown, which is very, very cool. But I feel like beatdown in most cases, there's a chance that you might get comboed to death without being able to ever use the beatdown. Now, STWR is actually going to the bottom of A tier. I feel like this is much, much worse than Star Platinum Requiem. I feel like, actually, no, it actually got an ability added, so I'm going to putting it below Star Platinum Requiem. It had a slam added, which makes it better, but it's still, I don't think it's as good as some of the other stands in the game. Now, Tusk is so annoying. If you fight someone good at Tusk, it's almost impossible to beat them. I'm going to put Tusk in the middle of the S tier. Tusk is just so insanely broken. It is unreal. I have fought so many Tusk users, and if they're actually good at using Tusk, you literally never touch them. Not a single time. The World Alternate Universe, I feel like the World Alternate Universe is very good, but it's very counterable, so I'm going to I'll put it above Shadow Dio, below Star Platinum, the World. The World Alternate Universe is very, very counterable if you're fighting someone that can move and time stop for a second, because the cutscene move is the main move of the World Alternate Universe that actually does a ton of damage, and because of that, you can block it very easily, and it doesn't even block break you if you use it correctly. Now, the normal the world is actually going into A tier. I'm actually going to be putting it, I'll put it right below Shadow Dio. I feel like Shadow Dio is actually better for combos. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but Shadow Dio can actually 100-0 someone. The world can also 100-0 someone, but it's much, much harder to do and takes a lot more skill than Shadow Dio. Now, the world over heaven is going to be going to S tier. I'm going to be putting it, I'll put it above Secure and below, I'm going to put it below Tusk, above Star Platinum. The Road Over Heaven is just absolutely busted. It does some of the highest damage output of any single stand in the entire game, and if you guys use it, you know what I'm talking about. White Snake is actually going into the, I'm going to put it to the bottom of the B tier. White Snake overall isn't very good in this game yet, but they do plan on buffing it and adding new abilities to it. X-Chara is actually going to be going into the S tier. I'm going to be putting it below Tusk and above the World Over Heaven. Even with the nerfs, X-Chara is absolutely ridiculous. You can use the ability that launches someone in the air and does 120 damage to them, and then you run away and repeat it. There's pretty much nothing you can do against someone that actually knows how to use this stand. Xeno's not going to get to the bottom of D tier because you can't use it right now. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, click out for more, and I hope to see you next one, guys. Bye-bye.